see there's going to be a tiny little milk churn stand in the middle of the friggin' Sahara Desert. It's called Darnick.
It is so early. The sun hasn't even risen yet. This is it. This is the climax of the series. We're going to Darnick.
Is that your lift going that way? There's a car going that way.
You're coming back with us tomorrow, aren't you?
Are you on tomorrow?
Yeah, same crew coming back. Yeah.
Are you out of parks?
Dubbo.
Oh,
Yeah.
How old is it?
18.
18. How many people get stopped, get off the Darnick and get back on the next day?
Wouldn't have thought so.
You need to get a badge of honour.
Yeah, holiday, Taz, thank you. All right, mate.
Thank you.
No worries.
See you tomorrow. We have arrived at the least used station in New South Wales. Good old Darnick. The train crew were having a bit of a laugh. They were asking how old I was. If I was a child, they said they wouldn't have let me off. It's hard to tell, and I would have thought this would be very busy. I can't possibly see how it's the least used station. We've got the old station over there with the water tower. It's obviously not used, and we've got the gun club over there, and that's it. There's the gun club, and that's the only thing in Darnick. I'm surprised there's a station sign, to be honest. I'm surprised that even that exists. I'm going to talk more about the station in the morning because daylight is rapidly escaping me. Much like Whyalla, there is unfortunately no overnight accommodation in Darnick, so I have to provide my own. So please enjoy a little montage of that happening. So I have here a tent and some domestic residential house insulation, which is I'm going to use as a ground sheet because I've been told that's what you're meant to do. I used to do a lot of camping back in my day, but it's been a while. So I've borrowed this tent from a friend. Oh, fucking flies. Oh, it's so windy. Ah! Whee! Right, there's one done. No time for silly buggers. Actually, oh, the sun's nearly like fully down. I better hurry the fuck up. It's a bit windy. I'll need to peg this in. Oh, I could just stick my bag in, couldn't I? But my bag's on the station platform. Pegs, pegs, where are the pegs? Ah! Ah! There they are. Might struggle with this. Oh, and there's a big ant pulling up some poo. Oh, the flies. Right, I don't have a mallet with me, which was probably... Maybe I should have brought a mallet, but... I'm going to try and put some heavy rocks down and then very quickly run and get my bag and dump it on top. Keep running! Oh dear! Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Suggestions that anything happened are entirely unfounded. Oh dear Lord. No, stop! Done. I don't know if you can see me very well, because the sun has now completely gone down, and I'm in the tent. I couldn't get any pegs in, which is probably bad. It's not probably bad, it is bad, because I'm basically just sleeping on top of old ballast. I am sleeping right opposite the Darnic station sign, because I figure it'll make a good thumbnail to have a tent in front of it. The tent's shaking, not a lot, a bit, because it's the wind. I've put some rocks out on the ground sheet, but I figure me being in the tent with all of my things inside, it's not going to blow away until I take the things out, and that's not going to happen until the morning. In the meantime, I'm just going to sit here and watch Instagram Reels or YouTube videos or something, because I've got 4 bars of 4G by some miracle. Even though, over here, I have a personal locator beacon. I am prepared. If shit hit the fan, I could pull this out and I'd have fucking someone coming out to get me. But I don't need that because I've I've got reception. I don't know who it must be. It must be for the gun club. There's no other reason why there would be reception here. Anyway, I'm just going to chill in the tent until the morning. There's nothing that I can do. It's Darnic. There's nothing to do. It's very windy. And I haven't pegged the tent in. Oh well. I'm sitting in it, so it won't fly away like it did when I was setting it up. But... oh, it's not going to be a nice night. Look, I've had better night's sleep. Put it that way. It was so windy. It was so windy last night. I know I got a little bit of sleep, but I know I also didn't get very much sleep. So the sun's very slowly coming up in the distance. It's a lovely cold morning out here in Darnick. There are only 2 trains that went past overnight. I definitely would have heard them had any more gone past. Neither of them used the loop, so I haven't studied the timetable closely, but I can't imagine there are actually any timed crosses here anymore. I've also realised as well, this is the old platform. Oh, there are like 2 old platforms and an old building, but they're clearly built to a different track bed that's no longer here, because that's the platform and that's the current loop, and then the main line on the side. Train's not due for another 2.5 hours, but I figure, you know, there's plenty of time to just sort of chill out, stick the drone up. I've got to record a few bits and pieces for the series trailer, because I figure that might be this might be a good place to record some of that. Have a look. What is this? Is this like an old coal bunker or something? It's just a tank of some sort. And then we've got the old water tower, covered in lovely signage, very inviting. And then looks like there's a pile of old sleepers. Oh, here we go, milepost 881. 881 kilometres from Central. We're going all the way back today. Got some old tracks. Here is the old track bed. And then down here is the level crossing. You gotta be careful, there's cacti. There's actual cacti on the tracks. And a fish plate. Does anyone want an old fish plate? Christ, that's heavy. Ugh! Guess it's made out of, you know, steel. So yeah, ARTC have clearly done the minimum viable and just... Actually, it might have been State Rail that did this, but they've cut the rails. So the rails end there. The track layout here is a bit weird, and I'll talk more about it a little bit later. But there's a main line that runs straight through the middle, and then there are 2 loops on either side. So you can see here, there's 1 loop there, there, and then the main line, and then this loop. And they overlap a tiny bit. So 1 loop starts right here where I'm standing, just there, and the other loop closes just there over the level crossing. And that means that 1,800 metre long trains can pass here, but looking at it, it's protected by a ground frame. So that'd be why they don't use it very often, because in order to actually cross trains here, you need to stop, throw the ground frame and get a stop board. And then this is the level crossing. Oh, we got a TSR clearance board. TSR clearance and some axle counters, I think. I think that's an axle counter box. Some insulated track joints. Yeah, it's like a fully protected level crossing. Then we've got this, which would be the wireless comms back to Juni or wherever the fuck this is controlled from. Emergency equipment box, is that open? It's probably locked, isn't it? Yeah, locked. Got another stop board and the derailleur over here. And this is our derailleur. This is powered by this ground frame. So this is the lever for the derailleur. There's the derailleur. Now this is the key that would normally be locked away so that normal people couldn't just come and operate it. But they've left it in, so you can just It's just too hard to move. I can't imagine the last time that's been used. But like, if you had the muscles, you could come and play with that. There's a corpse. Oh, gee whiz. There's like a proper corpse with proper bones. Lovely. Not a corpse, a carcass. I hope it's not a corpse. Fuck, that'd be bad. I wonder what killed it. People from the gun club. Right, so this is the start of the other loop. Got no track clearances. This is our other ground frame. There. We've got two levers here because there's the lock and the points. So the black are the points. There's a cobweb over there. The black are the points. You can see 2 points. And then the blue is the FPL, facing point lock. And I don't have a key for that. Although I presume it's just the key that's in that one over there. But you need to... The point lock is locked with the key. So I need to get the key, put the key in there, and then that'll unlock the point lock. And then that'll unlock the points. That's definitely why they don't cross trains here, because it's a pain in the ass. And that's just set for the main line. You've got a shunter's push button. I don't know what that does, because then over here there's a separate mainline indicator push button on the mainline indicator. But this thing's an indicator, not a signal, so it just flashes white when it's set and red when it isn't. I think that's probably tie. Is there like electromagnetic locking on the facing point lock? Because it might be tied to that. Oh, you can see the actual mechanical interlocking. This is the mechanical interlocking, and you can see the little notch in there in the facing point lock. So when you pull the lever back, it'll pull that rodding in and prevent the, that'll allow the points to move. It's all good old fashioned mechanical shit. And that's only 2 levers. You imagine like a big signal box with 100 lever frame, with 100 levers in the lever frame. But then there's some kind of hydraulic thing going on here. So unless these can be controlled separately, I don't know, because there's like a hose going into that. That might be the detection for the points. Because these points aren't going to be able to move without the ground frame. So I reckon that's detection. Because these lines here are rusted over. Nothing's used these recently. There were some track machines though when we came in, but I think you might be able to see them off in the distance. I'm not sure if I can be bothered walking that far. Because these lines here, these ones aren't so rusty. You can see my foot. These ones aren't so rusty, which makes me believe that they're used slightly more frequently. So yeah, I've forgotten as well. Clearly they're not going to cross trains here because they've left per-way equipment in the up loop. You physically couldn't cross trains here even if you wanted to. So yeah, the ARTC must just use this as a per-way loop. Are they point blades? They might be point blades. Yeah, look, those are definitely point blades. Because they narrow off at one end. But I mean, they're rusted out, so they must have been here for a while. But then they're sitting on concrete sleepers. So at some point recently they must have done a turnout renewal. Maybe they're doing it at the moment. Maybe that's why the per-way equipment's down there. So it looks like there's some more rails. There's more rails over here. There's some bird of prey sitting on top of the level crossing, eyeing me out. And then we got a big stack of fresh concrete sleepers. We've got our other mainline indicator and the other ground frame. Yeah, this one's flashing as well. It's the same thing. This one's MLIX, the other one was MLIY. And then we've got the ground frame, which is also locked. You need to put the key in. It's exactly the same. You know, even the markings are the same. You've got a point lock and the points themselves. And it's all the same equipment down here. I reckon I might be just fully replacing the points here. Because look, there are some new screws here. And they're for wooden sleepers, because they are these screws. That is loose. And maybe I won't play with that. But yeah, so I think they're going to replace these soon. Because the point work is sitting on wooden sleepers and everything else is concrete. And they probably want to replace the point work with concrete sleepers too. I still don't know. It must have originally opened as a like a water point for steam locomotives. Because why else would you build a water tower? And then there might have, I don't know where the gun club came from. Wacky station. And some inspection team's clearly been along because they've been spray painting the rails, which normally means there's a problem. Yeah, there's an arrow there saying that way. So maybe that's where they're going to cut? Although it's warming up now, the sun's up. It was... I've got a very good sleeping bag, so I wasn't cold, but had I not had such a good sleeping bag, I would have been quite cold last night. It was so windy. My watch claims I got 8 hours of sleep. I'm not sure I believe that, because I just remember being awake for hours and hours and hours, because all I could hear was just the wind trying to push the tent over. And because I couldn't get any pegs in the ground, I wasn't going to fly away, but the sides kept collapsing in. You know, oh well. I'm awake now, and this is it, this is the last one. Arriving back at base camp. Got some wooden sleepers. Some tumbleweed looking shit. Go, do you want some old rotted sleepers? Fuck, that's in so bad condition. I mean, of course it is, it's not being used. And, you know, ARTC, not very good at cleaning up after themselves, it would seem. It's so windy. My tent is... I've had to pull the tent poles out because it's going to fucking blow away, even with my bag in it, and a whole load of ballast chucked on top. I've got my paper here. I'll read the facts. It's not a census location, so there's no population details. But I think it'd be 0. Is considered part of Ivanhoe, which is, you know, like 50 kilometers that way. But Ivanhoe only has a population of 162 anyway, so, you know, not very much. The Broken Hill Explorer runs that way on Mondays and that way on Tuesdays, and that's it. There are freight trains that run through, you know, this is the main line from Sydney to Perth, but other than that, there's no passenger trains, just once a week. Obviously, it's a request stop. They don't normally stop here, and when they do, because the platform's only this long, you have to enter and leave through the crew door, which you will have seen when I got off the train and which you will see when I get on the train. So bring you up to the front of the train, pull you on through the crew door. The station is still open, notionally to serve local farmers, I suppose. There are no sealed roads anywhere around here, so in poor conditions, like if it rains a lot, you can get stuck here. The idea is that you can leave on the train still if the roads are fucked. The station itself opened in 1927. It's currently used by less than 20 people a year. The numbers are so low that they don't actually publish the exact figure. I suspect most years that number would be 0. That makes it, of course, the least used station in New South Wales. At one point, it had a proper platform, or I guess, you know, looking at them, 2 proper platforms. The GoPro's sitting on one of them right now, and there's the other one way down there. We looked at them earlier. And there was the water tower for steam locomotives, but they've been long abandoned and they're left to rot. There's a 900 metre upsiding down there, which is what the track machines were sitting on, and there's a 900 meter down loop on this side. Together, as I explained, they allow the passing of 1800 meter trains, but that hardly ever happens. That's it. It's so windy. I need to do something about my tent or it's going to fly off. So the gun club advertised a mini school. It said on the sign, you know, mini school 2022. So I reckon, like, for online learning, possibly they were doing something, or I don't know. But there was a playground, an undercover playground. For who? For the children of the gun club. And the track machines, it looked like there was a ballast regulator and a ballast tamper, so, you know, nothing too exciting. Nothing like a track relaying machine, and certainly nothing required for laying point work. But maybe I'll make another visit out here and see the point work's done. Oh, never again, never again. But honestly, it wasn't too bad. Ewan Guy was rough because I had nothing to do. But this, I've survived. And I'll just jump on the train, have a nap or do something. No doubt the train crew will be asking questions, because it'll be the same crew as yesterday. But, oh well, I'll see you when the train arrives. The train's going to arrive here in the next half hour. I'm going to pack my tent up, make sure my bag's ready, and get ready to leave. Before I do that, I'd like to thank all of you for sticking around until the end of this series. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you especially to my channel members. Without their financial support, this journey would not have been possible. I hope you found the videos interesting and entertaining. From Darnick, I'm out. And that's a wrap.